All right, guys, it's Weather Pop here with you. Got my first live stream going, and it's going. I've got my program running where we can actually look at the radar currently that's right here in front of us. So what we've got is right now down in Texas, we do have a tornado. It was coming as observed, and they actually just dropped the tornado warning on it. So it took me a few minutes to get this up and running. So apparently, it was an observed tornado that was on the ground. Now it seems to be that it has. Warning's been dropped on it. So the rotation and stuff must not be there like it was a few minutes ago. I'm going to check on my phone here while I'm also looking on the computer to kind of follow up on a couple of things. There, it is a severe thunderstorm, and it's down near Haskell, Texas, which is really close to the crossroads of 277 and looks like 380. It's also in the area of Rural, Texas, R-U-L-E, Rural, Texas, and Haskell, Texas. There is some hail with it, about an inch and a half hail, it looks like. And actually, they did pick the tornado warning back up, so they must have just been extending it. And as I look right there and trying to figure out what we got going on, as we look a little closer to it there, you can see the inflow notch. I'm not sure if my I'm coming through there or not, where my mouse is at. But there is an inflow notch there, and it right now is currently, like I said again, it's there close to rural Texas, and it is close to Haskell, Texas. Right now, the tornado warning shows that it's radar indicated, so it's no longer being actually observed. And remember that a tornado warning is that something has been seen or that the radar has actually indicated that there is a tornado in the area. And what happens is this radar can pick up the twisting and the spinning in the air. And so what happens is they can see that before a tornado touches down sometimes. And as I look right now, the strongest part of the storm is actually located right at, I can't see what that crossroad is. It looks like 283, just east of, I guess that's a State Road 6, and just west of US 277 or Texas 277. Apologize for the dogs in the background. What I'm going to tell you is it looks to me like it's headed toward Haskell. So if you're in Haskell, Texas right now, or if you know somebody in Haskell, Texas, what I want you to do is I would like to see you give them a call or a text. Let them know that there is a tornado possibly coming their direction. If you have a Haskell address, you live south and southwest of Haskell, Texas, then I want you to start going to your safe place. What is a safe place? Safe place is going to be some place that you can go that's an inner portion of the house, no windows. You're going to be under a staircase, or you're going to be in a storm shelter or down in a basement, which is preferable. You're going to wear a helmet. You're going to wear eye protection. I'd like to see you have hard-soled shoes on. Because if you're walking out on debris, then you're going to wind up possibly putting a nail or something through your foot or through your shoe, and then you're going to be injured. And if you don't want to be barefoot walking across a debris field that has been torn up, a house that's been torn up by a tornado. Also, want to just let you know that there is a severe thunderstorm, not for the areas under the tornado warning, and we're looking at 1.5 to 1.75 inches hail. And this is going to expire in about 42 minutes, which from now is going to be somewhere a little after 7 o'clock Eastern time and 6 o'clock Central time. So we've got about 42 minutes before this tornado warning expires. I'm trying to see if I can get a speed or something on it, and I'll let you know that if I can. So right now, just keep an eye on the area of Haskell. It's moving to the northeast. And again, I'm going to try to figure out what that speed is going to be, and how that's going to work out for us. But you've got time if you're in Haskell. But I want you to go to your safe place now. Again, put that room, interior portion of the house. I want that. Want you to have a helmet or something on. I want you to again protect yourself, and try to just get to a safe spot. Again, safe spots are going to be places like bathrooms, places under staircases, down in the basement, if you have a storm shelter or a specific room that you would go to, or a specific building like an underground shelter or something, you want to go there for sure. As we take a little closer look at this, I'm looking to see if what I can tell here on Haskell, and it's really hard to tell. I'm going to try to flip over and see if I can change this while we're talking. So what we're looking at is we're looking for the red and greens going together. Let me zoom in here real quick so that we can kind of look at this. And if you look right here, we've got red and greens together. And as we go kind of zoom in on that, what I'm looking for is I'm looking to see what the speed is on those. So if we kind of look at this, right here where the reds and the greens are together is right where we're going to want to be. So this is where, if there is a tornado occurring right now, this is where it's going to be. And it actually may just go south of Haskell, is what it looks like. And it's going to go between, looks to me like between Haskell and maybe Lake Stanford. So if you live between Haskell and Lake Stanford, or if you know somebody who lives between that area, give them a call or a text and let them know this is happening and that this is going on. And again, this is going to be a tornado warning. It's radar indicated. And it's right here almost directly south of Haskell. So as we're looking at that close, as we get new radar sweeps in, we'll get a little more information of what's going on. So right in here is where that inflow is. We've kind of lost the hook. There was a hook echo there a while ago that looked really, really pretty sharp, and it was pretty prominent. You could see it very easy. But tornadoes are almost like living creatures. They do go through cycles. They grow, they shrink. And let's pull out here a little bit farther. We can see where the inflow of the wind is coming in from the east, being sucked into the storms. And then once this little front is going through, the wind shifts around back to the west. Everything in Lubbock and everything, it looks like probably that line of storms is way past you now. But Abilene is going to have some storms here in a little bit. They may not be severe or tornadic, but they do have some storms out to their west. There is a area down here that is a what they call a special weather statement that is for storms that don't meet severe criteria, but they do have some heavy winds and things in it, and or some hail that's pretty close to severe weather size, so you want to keep that in mind. Up north a little farther, there is a severe thunderstorm here that's going to be heading toward, it's in the Panhandle, and it's going to be heading toward the Oklahoma line here just shortly. And let's zoom in a little closer on that one as we can take a peek at it, and I can give you maybe some of the places around it there, and some of those towns that are going to be around it. Headley is there right now. Memphis is going to be right on the outskirts of it. Clarendon looks like it's passed through already. And as we go into Oklahoma, places like Hollis, Magnum, Eric, Oklahoma will be in the path of this severe thunderstorm. Let's go ahead and swing back down here and take a peek at our tornado warning again. Again, we've kind of lost that shape and that the way that a classic tornado or a tornadic thunderstorm or rotating thunderstorm looks like. This is a supercell type thunderstorm. It is rotating, and it's kind of out away from the main line, which was where most of the tornadoes and things will occur, is in those type of storms, or more severe type of tornadoes can occur in that area. They do occur linear in the storms that are in lines, but when the storm gets out here by itself, it can feed on that oxygen and feed oxygen. It can feed on the air, the warm and the cold air, and the winds and things are going to be able to be a part of what helps strengthen that tornadic storm. So as we're watching this here, let's flip back over to the velocity or type of radar. And again, it's actually, we've lost a little bit of that rotation or that signature that we were looking for. It's still here. It's just not as prominent as it was a while ago. So my guess is that this storm's off by itself, and it's going to be, it's probably going through a cycling time. Right here is some pretty heavy winds. As we get in close there, let me see if I can figure out a little bit more of what that wind field is going to look like when I get there. Nope, not going to work for me right now. I'm going to have to play with that one and see what's going on. But if you look, so the area that I'm looking at right now is right here. That's where the primary rotation is happening. And I'm most concerned about the area that is where I just circled it. Going a little bit closer here so we can see what's going on. So I'm kind of concerned about this area right here where you guys can see my little hand moving. But again, I'm going to draw an arrow just kind of right where I'm looking at. And that area is right there. So that's kind of the area that I'm watching right now. There is some heavy winds there. There is some, there's hail with this, 1.75 inch hail. And so we've got Haskell to the north of it, Lake Stanford to the south of it. And it looks like it's going to split it, actually. I wasn't quite sure when I saw that a while ago what it was going to do. But now it looks to me like it's going to split it. And we'll see what happens. So this is my first live video that I've done for the weather. And I'm having a good time doing it. I've enjoyed the weather. I've been a weather geek for a lot of years in my life. There is a severe thunderstorm watch currently in effect for a lot of Texas, the middle part of the state. And then, of course, we've got this tornado that has popped up in severe thunderstorm watch number 13. It expires actually at later on this evening. I'm going to kind of take a peek at it here and see what we got going on. It runs from basically the Oklahoma border all the way down to the Red River, and includes places like Del Rio, Junction, San Antonio, San Angelo, Abilene, Stephenville. You're right on the outside of that, or real close to the outside edge of it. Austin is going to be right there in the outside part of it too. Really, really low chance of tornadoes, but EF2 tornadoes are greater or considered pretty low. So my guess is this was a pretty quick hitting tornado, if it actually did touch down, though it was an observed tornado by somebody. I don't know who called that in, whether that was a weather spotter or whether that was just somebody, a firefighter, paramedic, police officer, something like that. So right now, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma has made a severe thunderstorm watch that is effective from this Friday afternoon, February 2nd, from 5:30 p.m. Central Time to midnight Central Standard Time. So right now you guys have got, about, let's see, it's almost 6 o'clock in Texas, so you got about another 6 hours of this severe weather. What it says in summary is the severe thunderstorms will be initially focused across the western North Texas, with a further increase in the storm coverage across the Big Country and Edward Plateau vicinities this evening. The severe thunderstorm watch area is approximately along and 85 statute miles east and west of a line from 55 miles southwest of Hondo, Texas to 100 miles north of Abilene, Texas. And for a complete description of the watch, you can go to the National Weather Service and look in that watch. The one thing to remember is that a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. So you need to be watching your local media or paying attention to somebody online like myself for more information on that severe thunderstorm and when warnings would come out. Remember, a watch is, very simply, the conditions are favorable and right for a thunderstorm to form, or a severe thunderstorm to form. A warning is that somebody has actually seen it or radar is indicating it. and that somebody has seen it's on its way. So you need to take action when you hear warnings. Watches are pay attention to what's going on. Warnings are it is happening or it's going to happen. So just remember that when you're this spring. This could be a very active spring. I'm not 100% sure what spring's going to hold, but as Punxsutawney Phil, I guess, predicted 6 weeks till spring today, when he was seeing his shadow or not seeing his shadow, and they talked to him today, and he said that it's going to be 6 more weeks until spring. So very nice to hear that. All right, so this tornado warning, and this was issued at 5:36 Central Time, so about let's see, about 10 minutes ago, 5:35 Central Time, it looks like, and it says this was actually saying that it was a confirmed tornado. It was located 7 miles southeast of rural Texas, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. Law enforcement is who's reported the tornado, and it was a rope-style tornado, which was about 5 miles east of Sagerton. So what that tells me, if it was a rope tornado, then it probably had cycled through, and it was coming to the end of its life. A lot of times when you see a rope tornado, that's a tornado that has gone through its life cycle and is getting ready to die as a tornado. And then what will happen is the storms will sometimes build back up, build the energy back up, get whatever it's got to do, and then it may drop another tornado. And as they cycle, sometimes they have a tendency to move between, they'll start off like weaker, and then grow in strength. That happens occasionally. That doesn't always happen. But that's what could happen, although the conditions are not super favorable for a lot of different tornadoes. So that is what's going on right now near Haskell, Texas. So the area that I'm looking at is just south of Haskell, Texas, and so very easily could drop another tornado if this is cycled through and has not still have one on the ground. Although, like I said, when I heard that it was rope tornado, then that made me think that this was going to be something that was going to be maybe coming to the end of its life when it happened. I'm going to have to play with this a little bit more to try to get some better indication of what's going on. Let's go back to our rotation indicator, our high velocity here. And like I said, I'm looking for, this is trained in meters per second, so I don't want to have in meters per second. I would like to have that in feet per second if I can, because I don't know much about meters per second. So I'm going to have feet per second. Nope, they had it on meters. I did that. So let's put it feet per second, or miles per second. There we go. All right, so let's see if there we go. So right now we've got some of these winds are 55, almost 56 miles an hour. There's some areas in here that are also 4 to 5 miles an hour. But right there's where the most of it, right there's where the worst of the winds and stuff are currently. I actually kind of feel like just by looking at this storm, it's kind of fallen apart as far as the structures being in place for a good, quote unquote, being a good tornadic cell. The inflow is still right there in that area. So what you do is you have the storm pulling in wind and it's coming into here, feeds into the storm, and that's what helps feed that vortex that causes tornadoes. So we're going to keep this up a little bit. It's still got a little bit of that hook or comma shape to it. So as I look right kind of there, it has got it's still got that little notch or that little hook. It's kind of dirty right in here where it's not as clean looking. It's still trying to get that. So it may recycle, and this area of the storm right here may actually wind up being where the next tornado comes from. It just depends on what the generation of that that tornadic storm is. So right now it looks to me like things are kind of slowing down a little bit, and we'll just keep an eye on the storm just to see what's going on. I apologize for the dogs in the background. We've got our grand pup here today, and he's chewing on something, and the other two dogs are running around being silly too. Um, so yeah, as I'm sitting here and watching this, I'm gonna have to keep my glasses on and off because sometimes I can't read the fine print anymore. But we still have a tornado warning there near Haskell, Texas. Um, it is currently not getting too crazy in there. This part of the storm up here, if you kind of look at it, has been issued a severe thunderstorm warning heading toward like the Seymour, Texas area. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little closer here and see what we got. Monday, Texas, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, got 1 inch hail, 50-mile-an-hour winds roughly. So the warning is pretty much coming because of not not the winds, but because of the hail. So there is a hail core. If you look right here where that purple is, that's indication of hail. There is some hail here in this storm near Haskell, Texas. Looks like there's a little bit of hail out west of Rule, and down here a little bit farther to the southeast of Rule, or southwest of Rule, excuse me. Again, if you know somebody down in this area, text them and let them know that they're having some rough weather headed their way if they don't already know. As you can see, there is a line forming that's right here, heading basically quite a few miles. Sweetwater, Texas is right there in that. Um, we've got some other indicators of, I'm going to change radar sites here real quick and look and see if there's anything crazy going on down here, because we only have the one tornado warning currently that I've seen. Let me pull out just a little bit farther and take a peek. So no, there is another set of storms though down south here at, let's see, what is this going to be? We're going to be loading that radar, and we'll just go down there and zoom in on it and see what's going on. And I'm not good on some of my speaking, but it looks like Seatacuna, possibly. It's near that. I'm not sure. Uvalde, Texas is right there. And so this storm's going to be kind of moving to the northeast. And again, the biggest things on that I'm going to say is going to be hail and maybe some wind. Let's see what the warning says on the screen here. So it's going to be 60-mile-an-hour wind and 1 inch hail. So as you can see, there is a hail core there, right in that area. Maybe a little bit of hail up in here too. So we got a little bit of storm activity down there in Texas. And the one barking is Ferdinand the weather dog. He is actually the grand pup. He's only about 13 to 15 weeks old. I can't remember exactly how old he is. He spent the night with us last night because son and his wife had some stuff they had to do. She actually had something, she had to go do something. So instead of keeping a little puppy locked up at home, he came to Weather Pops and hung out with the Weather Pop and the Weather Graham. So, all right. So I'm looking at this storm right now. It's just kind of lost its shape. Yeah, I don't see where. It's kind of hard to see that it's producing a tornado anymore. I'm going to guess that it probably has not got one on the ground currently. I just don't see the indication that it's there. It doesn't look like it's, but It could be, but I just don't see where it is. Let me look here. Let me check the debris tracker, and it's pretty muddled. I can't pinpoint a place where there would actually be debris. Um, so if we pull that up on the map here with us, we can go down here to the debris tracker, and it's a correlation coefficient. And so what we would be looking for is we would be looking for something that looks different than everything else. Um, and so the inflow and everything is right here. And you notice that how everything is kind of just muddled. There's lots of little different dots and colors everywhere. So as I kind of look over here, this is kind of the base color of what your CC is, the correlation coefficient. And what it does is radar picks it up, and it picks up raindrops. As it picks those raindrops up, they're all about the same size, the same shape, and it can pick up the directions and things that it's going. When it picks up something that's different, it'll change colors. It'll drop because there's a difference there. And as the color becomes darker, blues and blacks, that's higher and bigger pieces of debris that you can see. So yeah, there's some blues and stuff right here in this area where we would have rotation if it was there, or if there was actually a tornado on the ground. It's just that this is kind of muddled, and this is probably, my guess is since the radar is um, down here to the southeast of where this storm is, as you look up, that would be a beam of radar, and there's probably a lot of hail and stuff through here, and that's probably the basically the bleed over that we're seeing through there. So you were not going to get a good clean picture right here unless we had one on the ground. Um, but right now everything looks really, really good. We still have the warning in place. It's going to be in place for that's a severe thunderstorm warning that just started, and that's with a tornado possible tag on it. So you do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's that yellow box there, and inside that severe thunderstorm warning is the red box that is a observed tornado, they say, and it's got 18 more minutes till it expires. Inch and 3/4 hail again. Um, and so we're going to look at the velocity on this and see if it's changed any while we've been talking. Again, as I was telling you a while ago, there is this area right here that I'm concerned about, but it just isn't clean. It's just not clear. And I would be concerned if that's picking up a tornado or that's putting one on the ground. Again, I'm not a trained meteorologist. I'm not certified by the American Meteorological Society. I'm a weather geek. I'm doing this just because I want to and I'm having fun with it. But Haskell, Texas, you are right on the edge of that. You've had some tough weather today with this severe thunderstorm that went through. And I will say that I think they just dropped the tornado warning. So the tornado warning is dropped, it looks like to me. There is no red box there anymore. They've replaced that with the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag to it. Um, Again, like I was saying, the tornado that was reported was a rope style tornado. And a rope style tornado is a tornado that is actually usually it's either just starting out or it's at the end of its life cycle as a tornado goes. So, I'm looking and seeing, and it's just there's some wind right there in that area, but there's nothing that just jumps out and tells me, hey, I think we got a tornado on the ground. Um, there's just nothing pointing to it. Let's zoom back in that direction here real fast. And as I'm taking a look, it's just real muddled through here. There's just not. It's very difficult to pick up what's going on. So we got some winds there of 60-mile-an-hour gust. It looks like there's some 40s and 50s. There's a 70 almost right there. 69. Excuse me. Not used to talking this much, and so this is kind of a little new for me. But 50s and 60s right here on this part, just east of Haskell. And then again, that is, I believe, take a look at that road again. So if you are actually out driving on, I don't know if that's Texas 380 or a county road, but if you're on 380 between looks like 618 and 380, you may want to just pull over the side of the road if you're heading out toward like Irby, Texas, and moving back out to the east of that. There's going to be a lot of winds right there getting ready to cross that 380. So you're going to be very careful out there. Just watch what you're doing. High profile trucks are going to be, or high profile vehicles are going to be the thing that we got to be concerned most about. And that is going to be things like campers, RVs, semis, box trucks. Those are going to be more difficult to drive in wind like this. So we're going to pull back out a little bit and just kind of make sure that we're not missing something here. I don't see any extra warnings up on my screen as far as tornadoes go. But as I pull out, I do have, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 severe thunderstorm warnings out in northern to southern Texas, across kind of that midsection of Texas near Abilene and straight down south. Those are looking pretty like pretty good thunderstorms, but they're nothing. Most of them look like they're just good thunderstorms. As we take a look here at this station, which I'm not 100% sure where it's located at, 78 degrees right now. We got a dew point of 39, so that front has probably already passed by. And so that's why the dew point is where it's at. I'm going to kind of play with this just for a second while I got everybody on here. I'm trying to figure out a few things here. I apologize, my phone just beeped at me. Got a lot of things going on. I'd like to get rid of these arrows on this. Didn't know I had them pulled up. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. The tornado warning has dropped. If it comes back up here shortly, I am going to jump back on here in a little bit, and we'll see what happens. So for right now, um, just be careful. These just look like random thunderstorms at this point in time. It's kind of I'll keep an eye on them though, and if I need to jump back on because we have a tornado back on the ground, then I will jump back on and let you guys know what's going on. Hope you guys have a great evening. Remember to like and subscribe to the page. Click the bell for notifications so that when I do go live making a video, you will be one of the first to know. Um, and then also, if you've got any weather stories that you'd like to share online, that you'd like to do like a Zoom or a Teams type of interview with me, I'd like to set that up. So if you've like survived a tornado, that direct hit to the house, or you were trapped in a blizzard, or something weather related, I would love to talk to you about it and do an interview with you. But that's where we're going to stop right now. If anything happens, I'll jump back on here in a little bit.